So I can tell y'all what happened at the Good Feet store while I'm sitting in line waiting on my food. Oh my gosh, my face is right here. It feels so good though. So my shoes were leaning like bad. Like I'm gonna try to find a picture online because I don't think I have a picture of myself of what my feet look like in my shoes. But it was so bad that my brother, let's see, the first person said something was probably me because my ankle was hurting. And then my grandma, but she always talk about my feet. So I'm like, it must not be that bad because she the only person said something about it. Then I went to my friend's house and she was like, Bree, you have to get in to see a podiatrist. And she was like, I'm so worried about you. And then when we went to Orange Beach, my mama called me when we got back and she said, your brother's really worried about you because when we was playing mini golf, I had to take my shoes off. My feet was hurting so bad because I can't stand up that long in a shoe. And so because the shoe had started leaking, did I show y'all the Brooks I got when I went last time? I think I did. But anyway, they was leaning so bad, my foot basically went on the shoe or whatever. And like I could actually feel them sliding in the shoe. And so I was supposed to get 8, I think it was, or 8.5. I ended up getting a 9 because they didn't have a 9, or 8.5 in the shoe I wanted because I wanted an all black shoe. So I was like, okay, made the appointment for the podiatrist the first week of September. Every time I talk to my mom, she's like, you can't wait your appointment up. I'm like, I mean, I'm in pain, but I'm fine. So I know I got flat feet. I know I have heel spurs from when I was working at Walgreens. And as far as I know, that's only 2 things I got. But ain't no telling what they're going to tell me when I go to the doctor, just like any other doctor. So everybody was concerned. So I was like, I was on that side of town where the Good Feet store is. Because it was the same day I went to Kohl's. And so I had got everything I needed. And I still had to kill like an hour and a half before I had a meeting with somebody to do a Bible study. And so I was like, let me just go over here to the Good Feet store. Because they do walk-ins. But I like to do appointments because I'm just that type of girl. Like, I don't want nobody walking in on me. I don't care if it is business. I want you to make an appointment if we got appointments available. And so I was like, I'm just going to walk in. So the guy was like, Miss Alloway? And I was like, yes, that's me. I was like, oh, how you remember me? I ain't been in here since like May. And so he remembered me because the guy that helped me when I came in for my free fitting, he wasn't there. So I kept trying to schedule and come in a day he was there so he could get his credit. And the guy I was talking to that day was the store like manager or whatever. He's like, he's still gonna get his credit. I'll check you out. It's fine, whatever. And so that's what I went back to. So I went in. I said, you see my shoes? He said, I see them. He said, I see them. I said, what we need to do? I said, I got an appointment, I got an appointment with a podiatrist, I know, I said the inserts, they've been working well. It's just that the shoe, my foot is sliding to the side. And I don't really know what to do to keep them up because I usually just tie them real tight. But they told me the shoe on your foot is not supposed to be tight. You're supposed to have room on the side. You're supposed to have room at the front. It's not supposed to be actually tight on your foot. And so I'm trying not to tie my shoestrings if I show y'all how I used to tie my shoestring, I tie them as tight as I could because it keeps my foot feeling secure, if that makes sense. And so it's kind of like they laced up all the way and real tight. So because I don't feel like I'm sliding when I'm harnessed into the shoe. Anyway, and so he was like, okay, let's see. He was like, first of all, you're gonna get a new pair of shoes. I was like, bet. He was like, dog. He said, have you called the brand yet? I said, no. He was like, if your shoe does not stand up the way it's supposed to and perform how it's supposed to, they send you a free pair of shoes, to replace them. I was like, for real? Because these shoes was like $130. And I'm like, do shoes who? That's why I haven't been going nowhere. Go back to the store. And so he was like, oh yeah. He was like, call this. He gave me the number. He was like, call this number. They'll send you a new pair of shoes. No problem. I was like, okay, cool. So then he said, but while you in here, I'm going to go ahead and just replace one of your inserts. Now, remember, I'm pretty sure I told y'all all this. These inserts now, even though they work, they is a pretty penny. But when you get them, oh shoot, they're pretty penny. But when, I had to make sure my car in park, because sometimes I don't put my car in park. But once you buy them, you have a lifetime warranty. So as long as you don't physically damage the insoles or whatever they're replacing, it's whatever. Anyway, and so he was like, I'm going to give you one to replace it, because I told my feet been hurt so bad and we've been traveling so much. I haven't done all the 3 parts of the system. I've only been doing like the medium part, like the everyday part, the longest. And I said, but Arthur's back in school, I'll get back in the routine and do all that. And so he was like, okay, cool, I'm going to give you this one just because it's a little bit more firm, and replace it. So he gave me a new insert, and he gave me the number to get a new pair of shoes. I was like, okay, big. Then he was like, hold on. I had unplugged my headset. So I was like, I was like, what is that talking? It was my headphone. I need to get some ketchup. He was like, let me try something real quick. So he got the inserts and he put them in. I said, I was supposed to have a size 8, right? But you didn't have a size. And he was like, I ain't had no 8. And I was like, no. And so he was like, I think I got something back here. So he put the new inserts in. He gave me a new, it's a little cover that goes over the inserts that lifts my toe from the bottom of my shoe, which is wonders. Because my big toe don't hurt no more, because I usually press down in my shoe like this with my toe. And so he gave me a new one of those too. So that was like, ketchup. I was like, what did I come here to get? And he was like, I'm gonna try something. So he put all the new inserts he gave me in a shoe. And he said it was the 8. So I was like, okay. He came over there, put them on me. I walked. I was like, these are a little tight. My toes to rubbing. I can feel my toe rubbing at the top. I was like, so maybe we try that 8.5. So got the 8.5. Brought it out. I was like, yeah, this one good. And so I was taking the shoes off, finna give them back to him. So, I thought he was just telling me like what size I need to get the next time or whatever. And he was like, they okay? I was like, yeah. And he was like, keep them. And I was like, huh? He was like, keep them. I was like, oh, okay. He was like, keep them on. He said, don't take them off. He said, don't take them off. I guess that's how bad my feet look, because he was like, you're not gonna walk out of here looking like that. And so so I was like, bet. But he was like, if you have any issues with those, go ahead and call them until they can see you another pair. So I got a picture of the shoes. I'm gonna put it at the end of this video. So they got me all fixed up, and I told him I'll let him know what the podiatrist says. And then, I'll start back doing. In the morning, you're supposed to wear the highest ones for an hour. Then you're supposed to switch to like the midday ones, and then at night you're supposed to put in like the relaxer ones. And so it works the most on your feet. So I'll be back on that as well, along with my skincare. But awesome customer service, ain't had no problems. And so I just probably, won't prolong it. And I told him I would take a picture of the shoe every day after, because he said it hadn't even been, I don't know if he was saying 30 business days, because it's been longer than 30. I think he was trying to say it ain't been 90 days since I had it. And so, yeah. I'm just going to keep going in for a checkup probably every 2 to 3 months, just to see, what services or whatever they got for me. Because I already paid them the big bucks, so they can go ahead and fix it. They let them go ahead and fix it, So, alrighty, that's it on the Good Feet store, and I'm about to eat my lunch. because I gotta leave here at 2 and it's 11:26, and I still need to do some stuff for like RP and work and all that. So, peace.